Hi everyone, how are you doing? This is Anne Moravi, your coach, and I love to say, your coach by the grace of God. So today, we want to look into something that I think most of us or all of us have been a bit afraid to discuss. And sometimes we feel like we are already in it. And so one-on-one, I want us to discuss about failure. Failure, just what is failure? And in your thinking, when and how, when is it that you feel that you have failed? Or which time was it that you sat and felt umeanguka ama you have failed? And so in my small definition of failure, of course, it is lack of, success in something that, you had purposed to do, or what you would consider success. So you have been limited towards that success. So I want us to talk about failure and what are the enemies that, could declare us as failures in life. I've seen people, or even instances in my life when I've embarked on a certain journey, and maybe sometimes it's business, and you reach to a point and feel like you have not given it, you did not give it your all, and so you start blaming yourself for maybe what came by later. Maybe you failed. Maybe it could be a relationship that you failed in. It could be parenting that you have failed in, or various sectors in life that you feel that umeanguka, you have failed in that. And so in my thinking, we beat ourselves so much by thinking that we have failed. And most likely, most oftenly than not, we have really not failed. But our attitudes is at that point, yenye tunaona tumeanguka, we tend to, so much focus on the failure, on that instance that is there as at that moment. And we think about people and how people are looking at us, ameona nimeanguka, nimeweka biashara imeanguka, nimefanya harusi juzi imeanguka. And so this keeps, giving us so much negativity internally, and we feel that we are already failures. But what really, when really can we say that we have failed? And to me, and through my journey, I would wish to share with you some of the things that I feel that we cannot declare ourselves that we have failed if we have not looked into these things that I'm about to discuss, being the enemies, being what is, we can declare ourselves, if as in being the enemies towards our success. And so shortly I want to discuss about what do you think, when can you really say, number one, that you're successful? And it's simple. You have this project, you're in this relationship, it is doing well. There are so many things that have come as fruits and come as a result of your relationship working, your business working. And so you could at one point say that you think or you feel that you're successful, because I wouldn't say that success is at a position that we reach, or a destination that we reach and now we can sit, eat and drink and say tumefika. But I would look at it as a journey. I would look at success as a journey. When your business is headed towards what you'd call satisfaction, or it's giving you're reaping out of it, or you're getting the fruits that you wanted from it, then you can say that I'm successful in my business, or I am driving towards my success, because what you wanted out of that success, what you wanted out of that relationship, what you wanted out of those children that you're bringing up, ni jambo ambayo tunaona sote you're doing well. You get Kiswahili kidogo. But what am I saying? What really could stand in between us and our success? Because if we don't look at the obstacles in between now and what we want to achieve in life, or what we want to achieve at the end of this project, what we want to achieve, in this marriage, in this relationship, in my school, if we don't look at those obstacles, then they tend to hinder us towards, managing that success that we want. And so I have seen people, like I said, beating themselves hard because other people consider them as failures. And there's this notion that if I have a good house, if I'm driving, if I've, if my kids are in, this kind of a big school or, quite an expensive school, I'm living in one of those good estates, then you are considered by maybe the society as successful. And if my kids are in that bad school, then and if my marriage is not working in the right way, or if I'm not in that good position, or if I have failed in giving what the society could expect or call success, then I'm considered to be a failure. But what are these things that stand between us and our success, that when we work on them, then we could all, joyfully say that we are successful? Ni vitu gani hizi ambavyo we are supposed to fight, or we are supposed to look into and work on? And number one, I would say that our biggest enemy, our enemy number one towards, towards success, our enemy number one towards success is our past. What happened to you in the past, the things that have already happened to you and are hindering you, or they come in your mind and they clog your mind, and you find yourself feeling like a failure. Your past, every one of us has a past, and interestingly enough, hakuna mtu anapenda past yake. Most of us don't want to discuss much about our past, but let us look at it in this way. Your past is not just 10 years ago, or 5 years ago. Your past is even in that 1 minute ago that is already behind you now. And so when we have failed, or when we have done things that we are not proud about, and we keep thinking about them, and we keep bringing them to our lives, to our businesses, towards what we are trying to achieve in life, what the past does is that it steals away your energy. It drains you of that positive energy, that energy that you're supposed to now be driving, or now be bringing into what you're doing. The past, that the negative past, let me call it that, the negative part of the past drains you, and you're not able now to give the same energy towards what you want to achieve. And so you keep feeling, if I failed yesterday, I cannot do it now. And most of us, our past is full of negative things that we were told as we grew up, negative things, negative words that were thrown to us, and we have carried them all along, and we feel that we are not the right people to achieve this. Some people will not believe that they can conquer a certain, project just because they don't feel like they went to, their highest, educational levels. And so they feel they're not the right people to make these things work. And so we kind of, bring out all the negative energy and send it towards that project, that relationship. You're carrying the past relationship into your new relationship. And so you're not able to give your all into now this new relationship. You're carrying your past and pain and things that were talked about you into the new project that you're bringing. That you're trying to do, and you expect it to thrive. It will not thrive. And so our past is one of the enemies of our progress. And when I'm talking about our past, even if you succeeded in the past, apart from thinking of that to make you, to trigger you towards doing things better, then it is just in the past. Because most of the times when we dwell on the things that we really achieved sometimes we are not able to do things even beyond, because we feel that we are now okay. We don't have anything to fight for. And so past being an enemy towards our progress. Number two, I would want us to talk about our esteem. we say there's a low self-esteem, there's a high self-esteem. Low self-esteem, who are you inside? What do you think about yourself? When we talk about ourselves, our inner self, are you the kind that feels so good about yourself? You know, you believe in yourself. You know you can get it. You know you can have it. That is high self-esteem. Low self-esteem is the opposite of that. You don't believe in yourself. You feel you're not, equal the task. Ujipendi, ujitambui, unajua kuna mambo ndani yako ambayo you feel that are not right. You're not the right person to be given this position. You're not the right person to handle this task. Low self-esteem, guys, low self-esteem being an enemy towards our success. There are people that even if today you're to dress them with with clothing so expensive, from big designers, they still don't believe that they look beautiful, because it's not about the outer. The inside of them is crushed. There are people who have grown up or grew up not knowing that they are beautiful, probably because of things that were said to them, or even having come from crushed, relationships. The words that have been thrown towards us: you're not beautiful, your hair is bad, your shape is bad. And so it kind of brings our esteem down, and we don't believe that we can make it. We don't believe that we're the right people. We don't believe that we are able or equal to that task. And so watu wangu, low self-esteem, unless we conquer it by affirming ourselves, daily, looking into that mirror and telling yourself that I know this happened to me in the past, but I know I am beautiful. Waking up every morning and telling yourself, I am able, I am the next manager, I am the next, president, I am the next, model, I am the next, telling yourself good things, affirming yourself every morning with positive vibes, guys. You have to conquer this enemy to your, towards your progress, this enemy towards your success. Low self-esteem, guys. And number 3, guys, we are now done with 1 and 2. Number 3, guys, I want us to discuss about procrastination. Procrastination, Kizungu, procrastination. This is the habit of, not having your tasks done now. You're the kind of people who wants to, to keep on postponing what you need to do now. You want to do this kind of, a project, but you keep postponing. I can do it on Tuesday. I can do it next week. I can do it on Wednesday, If you're not going to, bring yourself towards doing what is supposed to be done now and do it now, then it means every day you keep on procrastinating on or postponing what you're supposed to do now, then it is a day added, far, like you're pushing your success further. Like you cannot achieve it next month, like you can't achieve it tomorrow. You keep pushing your success further because you know what you're supposed to do, but you're not doing it. That is adui number 3. Procrastination, guys. And I think we need to sort that out. And so here with the coach by Grace and Murithi, we want to go on to our fourth enemy of progress: wrong circles. Who are your friends? What kind of circles do you surround yourself with? Have you ever been failed terribly just because you're not in the right, kind of circles? Have you ever failed just because you chose the wrong friends? Because show me your friends. You are always surrounded by the people who are of the same character as you. And so most of these friends, the negative kind of friends, people who will never add value to your life, people who will never, give you what it takes, towards the next step, then you're in the wrong circles. If they're not adding value to you, then they are draining you, they are taking away. Then these are the kind of people that you need to run away from without any apologies, guys. unatoroka, because there are people who will always drag you behind. And if they hear that you're doing well in life, then you become an enemy. So we really need to look into who are our friends, guys. What are the circles that we're surrounding ourselves with, right? Friends. We need to take care of that. And so, guys, moving on to our next point, resources. We have a belief that I want to begin this business. But what withholds you? If someone asks you, why do you feel you cannot do this? And you're quick to say, most of the time we are quick to say, I don't have capital. I don't have the resources too. This and this is needed. I don't have it. So what do you consider as resources? And I want us to look into this as resources is not always about capital or about money. Your manpower, your brain, your ideas, that is resources. Sit down and just bring out those ideas, write them down. Most of the times, we are just, sometimes God just wants us to sit and just analyze what we want. And, we are blessed with the right kind of people to come and push, your dreams, and to come and push or back up that idea of yours. You don't have the money, yes, but you have the mind, you have the hands, you have, yourself, you have you have your energy, and all that is resources. What can you do right where you are with what you have, even without thinking of money being the only resource, guys? Resources, that is, looking into the resources far much, beyond capital or money being the only resource. And, without that energy, without that money, without that mind, without that energy, without that, idea, then even though someone was to come and give you that money, you will not do anything with that money. You'll still fail, because the first resources was your mind. So, guys, I think we need to be so much positive about this. Our attitude being the next, point. The kind of attitude that we are investing into what we do daily determines the output that we are expecting, determines the results that that we will expect. Because attitude is something that most of us don't understand, could bring us down or could fail us. What is your attitude? I've been into this setup of maybe in employment where you're gifted, someone is gifted, he's the right or she's the right person to deliver a certain task, but they are held behind by their wrong attitude. They are very negative. They don't see growth. And so this person cannot grow beyond where they are because their attitude limits them. So attitude, guys, your attitude determines your altitude. The higher you go is determined by the attitude that you're having right now. So if your attitude is negative, then your surrounding and your environment becomes negative. And so whatever your mind is sending out is negativity. And when your mind sends out negativity, it attracts. The mind is magnetic. What it does, it attracts negativity. And so when you attract negativity, what comes in your life and becomes your life experience is a negative life. And so you start manifesting negativity throughout whatever projects that you're doing. So guys, let us embrace the right attitude. And I'm about to finish. I want us to talk about complacency. When I talk about complacencies, let us look into it. Where are you right now in life? Most of us wanted to be, to be these business gurus, to achieve this and that in life. But unfortunately, when we reach to that position, or when we have gained this and that, then we forget tunatosheleka, tumefika, sisi tumefika. So there's nothing to work hard for. You're settled at the status quo. Uko sawa hapo uko. Hakuna growth. Yani wewe uko sawa, umefika. Guys, complacency is a wrong attitude, because even though you achieve your targets, Even though you wake up today and you want to achieve this, and most of the people maybe who are doing sales or who are doing marketing, and you all have targets, you all work towards targets, but on achievement to those targets, are you settled, or do you wake up and fight to to add more volumes? Then when you don't do that, you have hit your target, and so you sit, eat and drink, then that is another enemy towards your progress, because you will never, you'll never outgrow where you are. You'll never, go, enlarge that cocoon. You'll never go further than that. So that means hatufai kukaa tu tumefika coach umefika niko sawa hapa and then you just forget that in life you don't settle. You keep growing and growing, because it's not all about you. You need to bring other people on board. You need to grow yourself. If it's a company, you need to spread the wings and start bringing more human resource and start employing and start growing other people. You need to come out of that level to another level. That means there's no settling. We need to progress. And so failure, as I said, it is not that where you are right now, is not where life threw you, is that attitude that you're trying, that you have surrounded yourself, that environment that you have surrounded yourself. If you're not able to jump out of that environment, then that time we can say that you have failed. But if you're able to fight what I've talked about, the kind of wrong circles, complacency, low self-esteem, if you're able to conquer your past and all what I've talked about, then you're good to go. You have not failed. You've just learned. You have not lost. You have just learned. And that is the right attitude towards success and towards getting that which you have always wanted to have. And so I keep saying, in life, you grow every day. This is Anne-Marie, your coach by the grace. God bless you. See you next time.